everyone and welcome back. So today I have a super fun video. I've seen a lot of people do these kinds of videos before and I love watching them. I think it's so much fun to get like the inside scoop on what it's like to work at certain places. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience and a couple of fun slash funny slash odd stories that I have from working at a tanning salon. So for those of you who are new to my channel and have never watched any of my videos, my name is Hannah and I used to work at a tanning salon. I worked there for about a year while I was like away at school last year, and honestly I've worked at a lot of places, but that was the most fun and probably the best job that I've had yet. I loved it so much. I loved working at a tanning salon. I loved everyone that worked there. It was so much fun and we have a lot of great stories that came out of it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these stories. By the way, sorry if you hear thunder in the background slash my dog barking because it is super stormy outside and it just started like thundering super loud and my dog doesn't like the thunder, so he's afraid, so he barks at it. Okay, so my first story is like the scariest thing that I think has ever happened to me. I was like terrified out of my mind. I was by myself. We were like about to close. It was dark and it was creepy. So this lady comes in. Actually no, backtrack a little bit. I'm helping another customer right now. So I'm in the tanning salon. I'm the only employee there and I'm helping a lady at the counter right now, talking to her. And then all of a sudden this lady comes like storming into the salon, not like upset or anything. She just storms in like happy. She's so happy. And she comes barging up to the counter, like pushes the lady I'm talking to out of the way. And keep in mind, this lady that just walks in now is wearing a button up top with only the bottom two buttons showing and nothing underneath except a bra, but like everything is just hanging out now. And so she like throws herself on top of the counter and she's like leaning over and she's just screaming, like cursing away, but like happy cursing. Like she's not upset or anything. She's just like so happy to be here and she's glad she made it and all this stuff. And so she's just screaming away. And at the time, actually, the owner was also in the store. So he's like fixing stuff and he's walking up and down the hallway. And this lady's just like cursing so loud, like she's so obnoxious. So I was like, okay. So I like set her in her bed, sent her back so she can get out of the way. Meanwhile, on the way back, she sees the owner but doesn't know it's the owner, and she calls him like a vulgar name that I'm not going to repeat on here in case there are younger people watching this. But she like calls him this really awful name and like he just keeps on minding her business though, but like she had no idea who he was or anything. For all she knew, he was a customer and she's just going around like talking to people in the salon this way though. You can tell that everyone like hearing this is like offended and like uneasy and not so sure like how to respond to anything that she's saying. So I sent her back to her bed just to get her out of the lobby where other people were sitting because she was a lot to handle. So she's now in a tanning bed that lasts for 15 minutes. So she has 5 minutes to get ready. Her tanning session should go for 15 minutes and then normally people take like 5 minutes or so to get dressed when they're finished. So she should be out within like 25 to 30 minutes. So a little while later, this man walks into the salon and he asks me where. I don't even remember her name. We're gonna say her name was Barbara. So this man comes in and he's like, hey, have you seen Barbara? And I didn't know who this man was. He kind of looked a little bit homeless, not gonna lie. So I was kind of like afraid to just like be like, oh yeah, she's back in this room. So I was like, I just kind of looked at him like, what's her last name? And he told me her last name. So I figured like he knew her. So I was like, oh, she's still tanning. She has like this many minutes left. And he goes, oh, okay, well like, I was driving and she stopped me on the side of the road. Like she was standing on the side of the road and I was driving up the main street and she like offered me 20 bucks to drive her here. So I'm just like sitting outside waiting for her. So it turns out he really doesn't know her. She like offered him money to drive her to the tanning salon. So I was like, wow, that's real sketch. But okay, so I was like, I'll let you know when she comes out. She should be out at like in a couple minutes or so. It shouldn't be that much longer. So the man goes back out to his car and I just keep doing what I'm doing and stuff, and it's pretty slow. So I'm just like cleaning and just kind of keeping myself busy. Then I like look out the window and I kind of forgot about her. I'm looking out the window and I see this man like legitimately like Swiffering, like he's got a dust buster out, like he is hardcore cleaning his car. I'm like, let me look and see how long he's been here. So I look at her tanning time and she's now been done for like 5 or 10 minutes or so. I was like, okay, any minute now she should be out. I let him know. I was like, she should be done any second now. And then he was like, yeah, no problem. So like 10 more minutes passed by, she still hasn't come out yet. So I like call my manager. I was like, listen, I'm the only one here, kind of freaked out. She's not coming out yet. I know she hasn't left because this guy's still waiting for her and I don't know what to do. So my manager was like, go back and knock on the door and see if she'll answer. So I go back and I'm banging on her door. We have super loud music in this place, so it's very hard to like hear. So I even turned the music down so that I can listen for her. But I knocked on the door and there was no response. And the doors are locked. Like she can lock her door from the inside. So I was like, oh God, like maybe she fell asleep or something. It happens sometimes. I don't really know. She could be asleep in there. So I go back out and I tell this man that like she didn't answer when I knocked on the door, but I was like, it's probably not a big deal. She's probably just asleep. No big deal. And he like freaked out. All of a sudden he like booked it back to where her room was, is like banging on the door, screaming her name, and she's not answering. And then I guess he like picked her lock or something. I don't know what he had, but I didn't even have a chance to like go and get like a key or anything to open the door. He just like picked the lock, burst the door open, and I just see her laying there like eyes open but unconscious and like naked in the tanning bed. Like she was literally like passed out in the tanning bed. I just saw her for like a split second and I was like what do I even do right now? Like I'm here by myself, I'm the only employee, I don't know anything about this woman or this man, I don't even think he knows anything about her, and she's in the bed like unconscious and naked, and I just don't know what to do. So he shut the door and he's like, oh well, I'll take care of it. So I was like, okay. Like he looked like he knew what he was doing, and I was really just like, so like what do I even do, like in panic mode? So I go back and call my manager, and as I'm like talking to her on the phone, I hear like belts banging around, like things hitting each other. He's screaming her name, like it just sounded like he was like slapping her around, like trying to get her to wake up. And this goes on for maybe like 5 or 10 more minutes, and I'm just on the phone with my manager. He was just like doing his thing back there, and then finally like 20 minutes or so later, he comes back out and he's like, oh, she's fine, she'll be okay, we just did a little bit too much in the car. Too much of what in the car? Like what were you doing in the car? She's passed out in the tanning bed. So finally she like comes waltzing up, like kind of wobbly, like she doesn't look all there. Not that she really looked all there to begin with, but she really didn't look all there. And she's like, but this time she's got the whole shirt unbuttoned and no bra on underneath, and it's just her. And she's like,
oh my gosh, that happens all the time. Like I can't believe I let that happen again. We were just doing too much in the car.
I was like, what does that even mean? Like what were you doing in the car? And she just like left. She like laughed it off and walked out the door. I was like, what the heck? And thank God I never saw her after that, because I think I would have turned her away, because that was terrifying. Okay, so another crazy thing that would happen way more often, way more often than you'd think, and then it should have happened, we would like be walking around, you know, going up and down the hallway, and all of a sudden like you'd smell like urine. Where is that coming from? It's not coming from the bathroom, it's coming from somewhere else. And there would be pee in like the weirdest places. People would pee like in the trash cans, and we'd go to empty them at night and just like dump it out, and pee would just come out of the trash can. Like, oh my god, it was disgusting. Or people would like, we would get everybody like a towel, like a hand towel basically, to use when they're tanning, and people would literally pee on it and then like throw them behind the beds, so like because they didn't want us to find them. So there was many times that there would be like pee stain, like the acid from it, like on the wall, because they threw the towel and it hit the wall and then slid down behind the bed. Like what is wrong with people? The worst one was when somebody literally pooped in a towel, put it in our laundry bin. None of us knew that it was wrapped up in there, and then like somebody went to put the laundry in the washing machine and it like fell out. Nowhere in my job description did it say that I was going to have to clean up human waste. Like what in the world compels people to think that that is okay to do? Like that is absolutely disgusting. And then like we know it's you. Like if we walk in your room, we clean every bed after every single person tans. So we walk in your room, the first thing we smell is urine. Like obviously we know it was you. We put notes on their accounts and stuff. Like that's disgusting. Like I would never even think to do such a thing. There is literally a bathroom right down the hall. All you have to do is say, hey, can you give me an extra minute? Wow, that rain is so loud. I'm so sorry if you can hear that. I have worked at a lot of places and that has never happened anywhere else. So I don't know. I guess they just get the urge, like they take their clothes off to get in the tanning bed and oh dang, now I have to pee. Let me pee in the trash can. No! I had a lady also one time, she decided she wanted to get a spray tan. So I explained everything to her. We got the color and everything that she wanted all set up. She'd never done a spray tan before, and our spray tan is like a machine that does it. We don't sit there and like spray people. So it's a machine, so nobody has to witness anybody naked, okay? That's not how it's supposed to be. They go in there themselves. You show them the different positions and stuff and when to turn. The machine talks to them and tells them what to do so that they know while they're doing it. But we don't have to stand there and like watch people naked as we spray them. I go in there with her and I tell her, okay, I'm going to show you all the different positions right now. I'm going to tell you how to do it, when to turn, everything. Like I'm going to walk you through this real fast before the machine starts. So I show her the first couple like arm positions to the front facing her, and then I turn around to show her what she does to the back after she does the front. And then I turn back around after I show her what I was like to the back. So my back was to her, and all of a sudden she's stripping. Like she literally has no shirt on anymore and she's just taking her clothes off. So then I leave and I tell her, okay, press this button and the machine will start and you're good to go. And she had no questions or anything, so I walk out, and the next thing I know I hear,
Miss,
So I go back to her door and I say, is everything okay in here? She's like, can you come in here please to show me where the button is? And I was like, I really don't want to go in there because I'm sure you're naked by now. So I go in there and all she has are like little washcloths like covering her private areas, and that was it. Please don't turn around or anything because there's nothing covering her back. I look at her and she's got these blacked out goggles on. No wonder she can't see the button. She can't see anything. She's got these goggles on. You can't take them off for 2 seconds. The machine's not gonna start like right away. It's just not gonna start spraying you as soon as you press that button. All right, so I had another spray tanner one time. It was like this younger girl, and she came in and she goes, all right, I'm going on vacation tomorrow and I need to be like 7 shades darker basically right now. So I was like, okay, are you sure you wanna do that? It's not gonna look like very natural and gradual, and the option of spray tan you're gonna have to do probably isn't going to look the best on your skin because she was like super white and it just was not gonna look natural at all. And I like to warn people first that they know what they're getting themselves into so that they don't come out of there like screaming and yelling at me when it doesn't look how they wanted it to look. But she insisted on it, so I was like, okay. So I go back there, I show her all the different positions and stuff because she's never spray tan before. And she's like, okay, I got it. So keep in mind, this is a machine, does it itself. There's only one sprayer, so it sprays your front and then you have to turn around so it can spray your back. And we explain that to them. We show them how to do all the different positions and stuff and how to turn and when to turn and everything. And the machine talks to you too. So anyway, she's back there and she's spray tanning, and then her session's over and she comes up and she goes, she's like all in panic. She was like, oh my gosh, this spray tan didn't get my back. And I was like, oh, it didn't? I was like, that's weird. She was like, yeah, it just totally missed my back. I was like, oh, well, did you turn around? She was like, I was supposed to turn around? I was like, yep, after you do your front positions, like I said, and like the machine says, you have to turn around so that it can get your back because there's only that one sprayer there. She was like, oh, well, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that. And I was like, well, I did tell you that, and so did the machine, but whatever. We'll work with you. I'll let you go in for another session. Okay, we're just gonna spray your back part then. We're not gonna do the front whole thing again. We're just gonna do the back. She was like, okay, fine. And keep in mind, she got like the darkest color, so at this point, her front is like, she's dark already, and you can tell that she just got a spray tan. So she goes back in. She's like, I got it. I was gonna show her the back positions again just in case she didn't know since she didn't do them the first time. So the next thing I know, her session's up and she comes running up to the front again. She's like, it missed my back again. I was like, how did it miss your back? We were only doing your back. We weren't even doing the front, and I literally told you that. Like, I explained it. And she goes, oh, well, it's supposed to spray my front and then spray my back. I said, no, we already did your front. We were just doing your back. I was like, I can't give you any more now. Like, and so I was like, I'm sorry, like, we can't do anything else for it. Like, if you want to pay for another session, you can do that, but we already gave you like 2 chances and it didn't work. So that girl walked out of there with 2 times the bronze, the darkest bronze that we had on her front side, and nothing on her back. All right, you guys, that is it for my tanning salon stories I have for you guys today. I have so many more that I could share, but it'll be a super long video, so maybe I'll do like a part 2 in the future or something like that. But I hope you guys found these fun / interesting, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!